Welcome to our Procurement for Beginners course. This is a free course that we are doing on YouTube. And throughout 2024, we'll be doing about 20 or so of these videos scattered throughout the year. And in this first episode, we're going to be talking about what does a procurement team actually do? Like, what are their day-to-day duties? What is the breadth of their role? What kind of stuff did he get up to? But before you watch this video, you should definitely go check out this video that I made, which is all about procurement for beginners. And a lot of what we're going to be talking about over the next sort of year or so was covered in a nutshell in that video. There's a link on the screen now and in the description below, but let's get started. So one of the main duties of procurement is to find new suppliers for the organization. And those new suppliers would cover things like services, new goods, so equipment, raw materials, products that you may use in your final product, and software. I'm going to kind of treat software slightly differently to services. It's a bit of a weird one. You could bundle it in there, but they're kind of like the three primary categories. I'll give an example for services, right? It could be facilities management. It might be getting plumbers in. It might be getting consultants in. You could treat consultancy spend or interim support for your business as a separate category as well. But in short, procurement are there to go and find the suppliers, to interact with them, to get them working at a good level with your colleagues, your stakeholders, as the formal word that is often used there. So Procurement Job 101 is to find new suppliers and keep the business going with whatever requirements it has. So requirements gathering, requirements capture is a key role. And what that means is someone in your business needs something and they will fill in some details, perhaps on a form, perhaps using some procurement tech that you've got, and they will tell you exactly what they need, or tell you, hopefully, exactly what you need. That usually isn't the case. And you will then go out and make it happen. And I just want to highlight here that you don't go out in isolation. You work with your colleague, right? You refine that requirement. You make it the best requirement possible. Make sure the budget approval and everything like that is in place. You work with them and you go out together and you start looking for new suppliers to come and do the work. Caveat though, if you already have existing suppliers on the books, right? You may have an approved supplier list, something like that, which means you have suppliers that have already gone through the process that we're kind of going through now, then you could just go straight to them. But a really key part of procurement is to make sure that you're always looking out for new suppliers and new opportunities in the market. So going out and finding new suppliers based on requirements that you've captured is a really key role that you could have in any procurement role anywhere in the world. And as part of that, there's like two things that come to mind, right? You need to know the market. You need to understand what your suppliers can offer you, which means that you need to have a good level of market intelligence. And for a lot of teams, I'll be really honest, that means just going on Google and searching the category of spend that you're trying to source, doing a bit of research like that, inquiring, phoning them up, calling them, talking to them, going to visit them, and just doing it like that. There's lots of procurement tech out there that's kind of bringing these communities of suppliers and vendors together so that you can source far more efficiently. And I would always opt, if you're looking for your first ever procurement role or a new procurement role, that you try and find an organization that's doing procurement in a digital way as opposed to a very traditional way. And then we have that entire sourcing process. And this is called like the RFX process. So request for information, request for quotation, request for proposal. I'm not going to deep dive into this in this video. We've actually got an entire video dedicated to this. But what this is you send out your formal specification to your suppliers, multiple suppliers typically. You tell them what you need. When you need it by, they come back and say, yeah, we can do this. This is how much it's going to cost and this is what it looks like. And then you review all of that with your colleagues, your stakeholders. And if all has gone well, you select the supplier that you want to work with. And then we have elements like contracting. Contracting could be handled by procurement, it could be handled by legal. For argument's sake, I think we're going to assume that procurement have a really big part to play here, which means that procurement will typically do some form of legal review, contract reviews. They will negotiate the contract with the supplier, and then they will escalate it to legal if they need support or approvals, if there's non-compliance with some set positions that you need within your business. So they also act as a guardian from a legal perspective. And then we've got a whole raft of other activities that procurement is responsible for, right? We have onboarding a new supplier, which means doing all of the due diligence, all of the checks, getting the right banking information and stuff like that, which I'll be really open with you is super tedious if you're doing it via email and Excel. Always look for digital solutions that capture all of this information and streamline it. This is not something you want to spend your day job doing. It is manual, it's admin, it's boring. So don't ever take a role where you're just going to be doing this with no prospect of getting a digital solution in place. Then we have risk management. So risk management really comes into play from the very start to the very end. And you will constantly be assessing your supplier for any risks that may emerge, the market. You'll be reviewing macroeconomic trends. So right now in January 2024, we have a Red Sea crisis in the supply chain. And you would be thinking about that and whether any of your orders that you're getting from the other side of the world, if you're in the West, are they going to arrive? Are they going to be late? Are they going to get diverted? Are they going to get attacked or pirated? So there's so many different considerations there that you would have. So risk management is an absolute vital one, and there's a lot to be done in that space, and it's quite immature. So you have a really good opportunity if you're new into procurement to build a lot of expertise in this space and just, I would say, get promoted very quickly if you focused on supplier risk management. And just one other area that deserves a mention here, and it's in no part and in no way is this the only other role that procurement has. Procurement has become so wide, it's so broad. You could be doing so many different things, but one area that's really captured procurement's attention because of the skill set it has, the people that are working in it, and because it works with the supply chain, is ESG and sustainability. And I don't really want to cover ESG too much because it's been weaponized and politicized, and it's just a bit of a hard one to talk about. But in short, you're assessing your supply chain to see if they are good, sustainable partners. Are they treating their people well? Have they got good policies in place within their business? Are they good partners? Do they have similar goals and objectives as your organization? And procurement are doing a lot of that work now, which is incredible. So that was a quick run through of the role of procurement in 2024. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel to make sure you get full access to this procurement course for beginners. And before you go, make sure you check out this video just here. It's all about procurement trends for 2024. I think you'll enjoy this one. See you soon.